Hey y'all, might as well make a video. I'm going to wax pot this pickup, this extremely expensive, what is this thing? It's a Landau wide range cunife magnets, whatever, however you say it, whatever you call them. I probably mixed up all the letters, but yeah, it's a pricey pickup, but it's squealing like a mother. I was on a gig, guitar teching for a band called the Glorious Sons, and noticing during the show, one of the guitarists was squealing, and just the frequency it was, and just the type of feedback it was, I could tell that's a microphonic pickup. So I talked to him after the show, and turns out he just bought this new pickup, and upon looking it up on the Fender website, it even says it is not wax potted. So I think that's why he's squealing. Long story short, he sent me home with the guitar, and I took the pickup out, and I'm gonna wax pot it. So we're gonna show you that process. I've got a little crock pot here with 2 bars of paraffin wax. I've just put it on the lowest setting, and we're gonna let that melt for a bit, and we'll come check it in a minute or 30. All right, so we've got this pot of wax melted. Temperature is sitting about 155, so that's not bad, on the lowest setting. So now I'm taking my pickup, and I'll just do this. And heat gun can be dangerous for this, but I'm keeping, it looks like about 18 inches away from the pickup, and I'm monitoring the temperature with the temperature gauge. See, I already have it at 110. I was heating it up a little bit and I forgot. Oh yeah, I should show this. So low setting on the heat gun, I'm like 1.5 feet away, because they produce a lot of heat. So I'm just preheating the pickup a little tiny bit. Well, I meant to hit stop, or I meant to hit off on the heat gun, and I pressed stop on my camera for some reason. So just gave the pickup a little bit of heat before putting it in this wax bath. So the wax, I don't know. I just want to watch this instead of talking. Saw some little bubbles happen there. More bubbles still happening. Sometimes jiggle it around a bit. Sometimes like having a wire threaded into the ring of the mounting plate for the pickup, so I can have it floating in the wax, and for some reason I didn't do that. But anyways, we're gonna let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and we're gonna check on it. So just a note here, it's been a few minutes, and you would think it doesn't look like there's any bubbles happening, but once in a while you'll get a tiny little bubble pop up, which means there's still air pockets in there. The wax is still making its way into tiny crevices. I don't know if you saw, one just popped up right there. So yeah, you want to keep an eye on that, not to pull it prematurely. If you're taking the time to do this, especially on a $500 pickup, 500 Canadian, yeah, use some patience and make sure it's really fully sealed, and we'll get back to you on the next process in a sec. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes now. One little thing I like to do is tap the pot. See if that triggers any bubbles, because it's waving the wax a little bit. So that's looking pretty good. I'll watch it for another minute, and if nothing pops out, oh, see, I just saw a tiny little one. I'm gonna keep this going. Okay. There we go. 9 minutes in, still just got a few bubbles poking up. Maybe one will pop up while I'm doing this update. Maybe not. But yeah, it can take a while. Always keeping an eye on temperature. We're sitting about just over 150. It's pretty perfect temperature. It's been stable at that temperature for a while. I just have it on the warm setting on my crock pot. These are the tiny little crock pots, which are perfect for this. I usually start it on low or high to melt the wax, then put it on warm and let it sit for a while for the temperature to stabilize. And that's it. Still just waiting. Okay, I feel like I haven't seen a bubble in at least 1 full minute. So I'm gonna pull the power and we're just gonna sit here and wait till it starts skimming over, until the wax starts congealing, so it's somewhat hardening. So yeah, stand by. Yeah, I forgot to mention to actually take the dish out of the cooking part so it cools down quicker. It's congealing. It's been taking a while, but finally the wax is solidifying somewhat. So I think very shortly I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna try to pull it just upwards the way it's sitting. And that's that. Stay tuned. Okay. There's a nice skin. You can tell these, you don't know those pliers were in there. But there's a nice skin on top. So I think I'm gonna pull this pickup. Oh yeah, that's skinny. So carefully. And oh God, we'll just do this. Let that sit for a minute. And we will free it from the wax and hope for the best. So I grab it once it's a little solidified but still warm and the wax is still malleable. And that's it. I'm actually gonna let that sit. I've just kind of wipe the excessive parts. Just kind of like wipe the face of it so it's just not a ginormous chunk of wax. And that's it. I'm gonna let that sit. And I have to go to a Mark Norman show that I have tickets for, and we'll catch up on this later. All right, y'all. This pickup is super wax potted. That is a lot of wax. I pulled it out horizontally the way it was sitting, and I just let the pool of wax that was on there stay there. And we have this pickup is like at least twice the weight it used to be. I checked it on the multimeter and it's 11.4K. So that's good. At least we didn't ruin it as far as we can tell so far. So I'm gonna put it back in the guitar and we're gonna check it out. All right, well, I'm just realizing I had never actually filmed a before clip of how squealy this pickup was. But I remember having it on volume 7 and it was just a high-pitched squeal. And right now I have it on 10. I have it completely pinned. And even just taking my hands off, you get the regular feedback. but no microphonic high-pitched squeal. That was happening super easily before. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have a before and after video. I only have the after. But this thing is pinned, and it's nice and quiet. Problem solved. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. Word to your mother, and be nice to people.